the Honourable Minister and the heads of agencies. And I believe that the last time we agreed that you will afford us the real documents, because what you brought the last time was not good. So we have your documents with us now, and I would like maybe from the man from NCAT, I would like you to give us details of your budget performance 2019. NCAT.
This Committee on Aviation to present the college's 2019 FGN budget performance as well as the estimates for 2020. The National Assembly in May 2019 appropriated the sum of 4,732,622,132 naira for the college as FGN budget. The sum of 2,023,447,527 naira was appropriated for recurrent expenditure, while 2,709,174,605 naira was for capital expenditure. As at 17th October 2019, the total releases for recurrent expenditure amounted to the sum of 1,098,317,261 naira 14 kobo, comprising of 996,900,594 naira 49 kobo for personnel costs and 101,416,666 naira 65 kobo for overhead costs, of which 53.2% was released. The total recurrent expenditure for the period under review is 1,076,491,999 naira 81 kobo, reflecting a 98.01% performance based on releases and 53.2% performance based on appropriation. The full details are provided in pages 1 to 3 of the 2019 FGN Budget Performance Report in front of you. The college received the sum of 837,134,952 naira 95 kobo for capital expenditure in September this year. This represents 30.9% of the funds appropriated. The total capital expenditure as at 17th October is 89,993,439 naira 31 kobo, reflecting a 10.75% performance on releases and a 3.32% performance on appropriation. The remaining amount will be utilized to pay for ongoing projects based on milestones within the budget year. The full details are provided in pages 4 to 7 of the 2019 FGS Budget Performance Report. As stated during the year 2019, during our budget defense, the priority of the college in 2019 will be on maintaining our approved training organization certificate issued by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA. Full accreditation of the college issued by the National Board for Technical Education, NBTE, and retaining our ICAO, that's the International Civil Aviation Organization Regional Training Center of Excellence designation. We wish to inform the Honorable Chairman and Honorable Members of the House Committee on Aviation that the college in 2019 successfully maintained all its certifications, accreditations, and designations. On capital projects implementation, the college completed the implementation of the following: procurement of advanced guard security system for the airfield, establishment of mini-LED Airfield Lighting Laboratory, establishment of Airport Airfield Sign Marking and Laboratory, rehabilitation and construction of road networks in Site 1, rehabilitation and construction of road networks in Site 2, and construction of security complex. It is expected that the construction of the 250 capacity cafeteria, supply of CVOR DME for maintenance training, supply and installation of the DVOR DME and ILS for flight training, and manufacture of 6 Diamond DA-40 aircraft will be completed by December 2019. In the year 2020, the college is proposing an FGN budget of 5,138,182,605 naira, comprising of 1,789,021,427 naira for personnel costs, 243,400,000 for overhead costs, and 3,105,761,178 naira for capital expenditure. This represents an 8.57% increase in budgetary envelope when compared with the sum of 4,732,622,132 naira appropriated in 2019. The full details are provided in pages 1 to 6 of the 2020 FGN Budget Estimates Report. The priority of the college in 2020 will be on the passage of amendments to the College's Establishment Act to enable us access to TED Fund, as well as fulfilling all requirements for maintenance of the college's certificates, accreditations from NCAA, ICAO, and MBTA. The college will also pursue the following certifications: Airport Rescue and Firefighting Training Provider, Aviation Security Training Provider. On capital projects, major emphasis will be placed on completion of supply and installation of the Boeing 737NG full flight simulator and all ongoing projects. In conclusion, I wish to thank the Honorable Chairman and Honorable members of the House Committee on Aviation for the continued support, which has made it possible for the college to continue to fulfill its mandate. Thank you, sir.
For recurrent or for overhead cost, which represents that 53.2%. But if you attempt to put together this figure, does it tally or agree with your summary, executive summary of 1.288 billion as per the expenditure as at September 2019? Can you clarify why the disparity in those, in the figures from your own narration to us as well as the executive summary given to us? They don't seem to agree. They don't agree. It's not that they don't seem to agree.
6 million for the personnel cost, right?
Yes.
And then for 101 million for the overhead, which is what gave us the 1,098,000,000 at the bottom. That's the total, which is what I read in my speech.
I know, but my question is,
I don't see the 1.288 you are talking of.
in your executive summary of 2019 budget performance at the 30th September, the column 1 serial number item projected for actual IGR expenditure, line 1 overhead, if you go to the second to the last line, you will see 1.1,288 billion.
That is the IGR budget you are looking at. It's FGN. I read FGN. Yes. Yes. That is IGR. We didn't give them IGR because this is FGN only.
Local travel and transport. Another one, local travel and transport and training. What's the difference between local travel and transport? Local travel and training, and transport and training. Another one is the issue of the telephone. Is it mobile telephone they are paying card for, or you still using 910? Yes, and no, maybe they are still using 910 the system, because everybody is aware of that. We are using mobile now. Maybe you used to pay for the staff recharge card or something. So you can explain on that.
Specialized skilled personnel like the pilots and engineers. Yeah, no, I'm just giving an explanation. So those ones go for training abroad. So that local travel is to pay for the local, because we are in Zaria, they still have to sometimes go to Lagos to board a flight, or come to Abuja to board a flight to go for their foreign travels. Because when we get the foreign travel approval, they only approve the cost of the ticket. So, but it doesn't include the cost of getting from Zaria to Lagos to board a flight. So that is what we cover that. And then the local travel, local training, that is for the local training that we organize.
What I'm saying is there's a local travel and transport. And another
Can you?
local travel and transport and training.
That is what I tried to explain. We arrange local training as well as the foreign training, and that training is done here in Abuja or in Lagos in other parts. So that is, we don't mix the votes, we separate them. Yes. 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 And then the telephone, there is no NITEL, as you know. So we buy recharge cards.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. To PSI and here in Abuja for training. We also send them to Lagos for training. Sometimes that's local training.
Zero to number 8. Not IGR budget. I'm talking about the budget you just explained now, the FGN.
You don't have this.
Okay. In your capital proposal, all the budget over 30, all the items are ongoing, including a 10 million naira project. I don't know. Check. 10 million naira project, 10 million, 8 million, 3 million, all ongoing. And you have releases that would have completed those small projects.
Yesterday. But I have the I have the director of finance just next to me, who's more conversant with the budget, to do the briefing, sir. If you allow us, sir.
Okay, well, please.
Technical director, sir. I do, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. If you allow me.
Don't worry. We see more of it here, don't worry.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate it, sir. We really appreciate your kindness, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much for this acting, sir.
You want it permanent?
But thank you very much, sir.
Can we fix it another day?
Time, you have time? Because by next week you have to submit this report.
But excuse me, Chair, sir. If I may just
Thank you, sir. Honorable, sir. Thank you.
It is a pleasure to be here and present our 2019 budget, FGN budget performance. In 2019, we had Nigeria Meteorological Agency, NIMET. In 2019, we had an appropriation for 4,789,875,479 naira. Of this, 3,210,475,479 naira is for personnel budget. We had 159,400,000 for overhead and 1,420,000 for capital budget. Of this, 75% of personnel is already released, which is 2,420,999 naira. No, 999,249 naira 27 kobo. So that's 75% of our personnel cost is already released to us. Then of the overhead, 77,709,031 naira 86 kobo, which is 49% of the appropriation for overhead is released. For the capital, 438,780,000 was released on the 18th of September this year. This is undergoing procurement process, and before coming here, I was informed that by next week, the contracts will be awarded and work will go on. For the 2020 FGN, we are presenting 5,457,628,091 naira 54 kobo for appropriation. Out of this, 3,622,773,757 naira 54 kobo is for personnel. While for overhead, we have 159,400,000. Mr. Chairman, for capital, we are presenting 1,675,454,334 naira. That's our submission, Mr. Chairman.
A question, even though I may know the answer why you are doing this, because very many of you are guilty of this. You look at the releases, the appropriation box, the releases, the expenditure. Now you are giving us percentage performances of personal recurrent. Of course, capital is 0, but in personal and recurrent, you are giving us 75% and 49% respectively. I would want to understand that this one presupposes percentage of release.
No, 100% is a percentage of release.
I understand, but the performance of expenditure, because your report should address the budget. So the performance listing, my brother, the performance on the expenditure should clearly support what the committee gave you as appropriation. The intent is for the committee to know what we appropriated was actually what was given to you. Now, if they gave you short, and on the basis of that short, you now gave us 100% performance, then of course the committee in the proceeding year will have no basis to give you anything over and above that, because you have given us 100% information. You don't expect us to begin to read A, B, C, D on this. Secondly, Chair, I want to invite them to page 5. Chair, I have your leave. I want to invite them to page 5. Again, here you gave us a picture of the appropriation of 2019. We don't know the releases because you have not given a picture of the release. What you gave is actual expenditure. Are you telling us that you have been given all that was provided for in the budget?
No, the release is there, sir. 438 million.
No, I am addressing you on page 5.
Yes, this is overhead.
Look at the head. This is expenditure.
It's the same thing, sir. The same amount.
Expenditure is the same. How?
Expenditure.
Here you gave us release, different from expenditure.
Yes.
Why would you say this page expenditure is the same with release?
Can I just come in? Are you saying, sorry,
What I'm saying, my question.
59, right? So you have a column that says percentage of performance of expenditure based on releases. So you're saying that the 77 million that was released to you, you used the 100%, you used it 100%. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so if you now go to the next column, it says percentage of performance of expenditure based on appropriation. So are you now trying to tell us that from the appropriated sum that you were, what you received, what, 49% of the appropriated sum? Is that what you're saying? So that I'll understand. Okay, that's what you're saying. Okay, I know. I just needed to be clear on it. Not that I'm answering for the this thing.
Okay,
Release is 2.4. So 2.4 of 3 point something is 75%. That is the last column. Then release amount 2.4, actual expenditure 2.4. 2.4 over 2.4 is 100%. So that is it.
that's what I'm saying now.
That is it.
And we are expected to know what was released to them and what is the budget performance of the actual appropriation. That is the only basis that will guide the committee in future budgeting, not what was released to them. Not what was released to them.
Okay, you wait percentage, which was done by the minister the last time we met. Then, MD Nama, can you give us your performance 2019? First, introduce yourself officially.
Honorable members of the House Committee on Aviation, good afternoon. My name is Captain Fola Akinkotu. I'm the Managing Director of the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, NAMA. Thank you, sir. We are fully in place before the funds were disbursed. The paper had been done, but we have to send it to Central Bank for payments to be made. But if we are not certain on the certificates of completion, and we have to do an audit and verification of completion. Apart from the engineer saying it has been complete, audit has to make sure that it is done. Amount released so far this year. Honorable, are we on the same page, sir? Now, amount released so far this year is the amount that was disbursed. Okay. Share with them whatever information we have, and when we have to do search and rescue, it is coordinated by NAMA in collaboration with the defense agencies. I do not know if I have answered your questions. Yes. And for the military field, the nav aid that is on the military field is put in there by us and maintained by us.
Any other question?
What you might...
No. Are you sure you don't have the same item in the military group?
No, sir.
None.
None. Aviation, none.
Olateru, I'm the Commissioner CEO for Accident Investigation Bureau. For 2019 performance, under capital, what was budgeted for was for 520 million and 1 naira. In terms of releases, as at October 18th, 2019, is 160 million 680,031 kobo, and that equates to 30.90%. In terms of performance, under 2019 federal performance. No, 2019 federal budget, sorry, sir. Under performance, we are at 0%. Yes, in terms of capital. There is 30.9% release, but under performance is 0%. The reason being, the first project there, which is the equipping of wreckage hangar, same as this was awarded in 2014. Unfortunately, since 2017, the contractor said he doesn't have capacity to continue the project, doesn't have the money, and he doesn't have the technical expertise to continue. So we've done an evaluation of what he has been paid versus what he has supplied, and we've written to the ministry so that we mutually end the contract. Another reason why we're going that route is because these items were actually to be procured since 2012. The proposal started since 2011. So these are obsolete equipment because we're to be using them for our material science laboratory. There are a lot of newer versions of this equipment in the market, so it won't make sense. Plus, the dollar to naira value has changed over the years. Since the contractor on his own decided to hands up and say we'll even it as we are, and then so that's where we are on that. So even though it was budgeted for the year before, but we could not expend any money on it because of that reason. The second one, supply of installation of an installation of low bed, the same kind of issue we have on that because of this same contract was issued some 6 years ago, but because of poor funding, it has not been properly funded. A lot of issues arise from variation of dollar to naira. So we are at the point where we are pushing that to the ministry as well to guide us on the way forward. The other two, we are in the procurement process. We're just waiting for BPP letter of certificate of no objection so that we can procure on that.